In today's class, we will be learning the topic, Paul's second missionary journey. On the second missionary journey, Paul separated from Barnabas because of John Mark, who wanted to follow them again. John Mark left Paul and Barnabas and came back to Jerusalem on their first missionary journey. There was argument between Paul and Barnabas because Barnabas wanted John Mark to them, but Paul refused him because he left them on the way on their first missionary journey. Paul chose Silas, traveled through Syria and Cilicia to Derbe and Lystra. When they got to Lystra, Paul met with Timothy and made him his disciple after he had circumcised him. On second missionary journey, Paul went to Philippi, Athens and Corinth, which was cities located in Europe. Paul in Philippi. Paul had a vision to go to Macedonia while he and his companions were still at Troas. In the vision, a man of Macedonia appeared to him and said, "Come over to Macedonia and help us." Immediately Paul and his people went to Macedonia and from there to the city of Philippi. Paul and his companions stayed in Philippi for some days. They preached the gospel and got many people converted to Christianity. One of the people who received salvation through them was a woman called Lydia, who was from the city of Thyatira, a seller of purple. She hosted Paul and his companions in her home for the rest of their stay in Philippi. One day, Paul and his people were going for prayer outside the city. A slave girl who was possessed with the spirit of divination followed them. The slave girl followed Paul for many days. Then Paul was greatly annoyed. He turned and said to the evil spirit using the girl, "I command you in the name of Jesus Christ to come out of her." The spirit came out of her immediately. But when the masters of the girl saw that their hope of making money had been dashed, they got angry and arrested Paul and Silas. The magistrates tore off their clothes and commanded the people to beat them with canes. After Paul and Silas were beaten, they were thrown into prison. The keeper of the prison had been instructed to guard them well. At midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the prisoners were listening to them. Suddenly there was a great earthquake that shook the foundation of the prison. Immediately all the doors of the prison were opened and every chain were loosed. The keeper of the prison woke up from sleep. He was afraid when he saw the doors of the prison opened. The thought that the prisoners had escaped. He therefore drew out his sword and wanted to kill himself. Paul then cried with a loud voice, saying to him, "Do yourself no harm, for we are all here." The jailer fell down trembling before Paul and Silas, asking them, "Sirs, what must I do to be saved?" They replied to him, "Believe on the Lord Jesus Christ, and you will be saved, you and your household." The apostles then spoke the word of Lord to him and to all who were in his house. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.